Last time on Elements of a Great Adventure. With a 19, I will say there are definitely a couple liches that are around the city that you can spot. Near the palace, though, there's this just really buff dude, like floating and just like slicing down knights with a big sword. And as you walk through, you see him just like slash through a couple of the dragon knights, and like tops of their body go one way, bottoms of their body goes the other, and the face you see is Steve's.
Steve, no, why?
Steve.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Elements of a Great Adventure podcast. You are here with your hairiest host, Mother Goose.
I'm your spittiest host,
Oh, yeah,
Jeremiah. I play Rellan, not Rael. Dang it. Rellan, the druid, elf, drow, bard.
Yeah!
Is he a druid, an elf, or a bard? I don't know.
It's
all of it.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Kylee, your astral host. I play Kithri, and I'm a fighter halfling.
I'm Josiah. I play Lilithana, a half-elf warlock. Oh, I'm your eldritch horror host
Let's
for
go.
the evening.
I like that. I like that. Also, I'm your DM. I don't think I specified in this or the previous episode. Hello, everybody.
Hi, I'm here.
I just said my name. That's what I do. I'm not just some random guy who listens.
He plays. Okay?
Maybe that's our concept for season 2, is we just have some random guy who just listens. And like, we just try and make him laugh or cry.
My name's Jeff. I sit here and listen.
It'll
I'm
be
your
the
live
audience
audience.
reaction.
Yeah.
I am your laugh track, cry track, snap track, whatever you want track.
Okay, so last session you ran into your good friend Steve, who's totally still your friend, not a bad guy trying to kill you at all.
He wants to be friendly.
Nah, he's gone. We gotta kill him.
How are you guys feeling emotionally? Wayne is gone. Steve is bad.
We just keep losing people left and right. I think Kithri is just like sick of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the same way Rellan felt about the Wayne situation, putting Steve out of his misery.
Mm-hmm.
So
there's like no way we can save Steve.
I don't think so, chat.
Steve's gone.
In all fairness, he was already dead, so it won't be that big of a loss, but my buddy.
Lilithana, this is a take I'm really interested on because, I mean, obviously you didn't really know most of these people.
Yes. So Lilithana is not as sad as that actual loss of the person. Like, seeing Wayne gone and then seeing Steve as super surface level, her emotional pain is more of the loss of possible relationships. She's like, oh, I've seen how these people treat each other and they cared so much for each other, and now I'm never going to have that. And that makes her really sad. Ooh. And so she's kind of trying to... There's a mix of emotions of, I don't really care that much, but I wanted to care, and I'm sad I can't care anymore.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so last session, you guys stood facing Steve. I am going to have you roll for initiative.
Yeah! 13, let's go.
All right.
That'll be a 9.
Okay.
I got 11.
Okay, Kithri, you and Steve tied. What is your initiative bonus?
+2.
2? Okay. You will go before Steve. Okay, so our order is going to be Lilithana, Rellan, Kithri, and then Steve. So Lilithana, you are up.
Okay. Lilithana's going to try. Oh. I think Lilithana, wanting to assert immediate dominance of the battle, is going to rush right up to Steve, becoming more. I think she's been taking care to try and look a human, to try and act more human. Mm-hmm. But this just goes out the window. All of her appendages turn into tentacles. Her skin turns into a more sickly green.
Okay.
And she just rushes forward. And she is going to cast the Old One's Influence. You see the tentacles start to weave together, forming an intricate symbol that is difficult to comprehend. And just this array of tentacles in a circular pattern around Steve and Lilithana rises from the ground and encapsulates them in this circle. It's basically a domain expansion from Jujutsu Kaisen.
Hell yeah.
And so within, it is kind of just this dark abyss that doesn't seem to have an end. And there's this gray mist kind of permeating the air. And I think that's all I'm going to do for my turn, is just trap them within that dome.
Okay. Before we move to Rellan, I do just want to remind the party and the audience, Rellan is a bird at this moment.
Yes! Hey, get out of the wild shape.
Bird.
Wouldn't be a true Elements of a Great Adventure fight if Rellan wasn't some weird animal.
Okay, so now within this domain expansion, is it like that happened around everything, or we're in like a new dimension full of tentacles and wetness?
So it is just Steve, unless it's in a 10-foot radius. So she walks as close as possible. You guys are free to enter, but in this actual realm, which I think Steve did grab Rellan, right? Or
No.
I'm trying to remember how close Rellan is to Steve.
He was trying to, but Rellan was talking to him, so I do think Rellan is close enough that he could have been caught in there, but I will leave that up to Rellan.
Yeah, I think I'm in there.
Okay. It's not like slimy and gross. It's more endless expanse that leaves you with a sense of dread.
Okay, so like we're in this endless expanse. Is there any, like, I don't understand. Did it replace the space around us, or did it just come in around the things around us?
It replaced the space around us.
Okay, so now that we're in it, there's nothing in there. It's just us and him.
Right. If you leave, like if you go out of that 10-foot radius, I don't think me and Elijah talk specifics on it too much, so I leave it up to him. But to exit, you do have to succeed on a wisdom saving throw if Lilithana doesn't want you to exit.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
Oh,
But yeah, so you have freedom of movement.
okay, and what's the benefit of this?
Let me read it. I don't think there's any benefit for you. Oh, wait, no.
There
Allies
is,
get
yes.
+2 to all rolls.
Ooh.
Or not, maybe not all rolls, but any combat rolls? What are you
Yeah.
thinking, Elijah?
What I remember is all attack rolls get a +2 for allies.
Yes. And for me, it has to make a wisdom saving throw, and on a failed save, I get a sure hit effect for my turn, I believe.
Yeah.
There's also the added bonus that Steve can't attack outsiders. He has to get out of the bubble to attack other people. So
Okay, so I'm sorry, we get a +2 to our rolls?
Yeah.
To your attack rolls and damage, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's it as far as buffs or special abilities.
enough for you?
I just want to make sure I
more? You
Get
understand the thing.
+100 on all your attacks. Are you happy now?
No, I'm just joshing.
Okay, so +2
Yeah.
to rolls.
Yes.
Elijah, how absolute were those magic negating cuffs in the prison cell?
Pretty, but yours all got destroyed.
He just said that they got sliced off of
But,
Yes.
but there might be other ones in the prison.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
It's not a bad idea.
You're no longer in the prison.
Prison's a
But
little far.
I can find my way back to the exact cell I was in by just looking for the hole in the wall. And you said that he was close to the prison.
Yeah.
How many movements of combat do you think it would take me to get to the prison?
What bird are you? What type of bird?
Like a blue jay, I think.
Okay. Do you have the stats for Blue Jays?
I do not, but I do have my computer.
I'm bringing it up on my phone now. Blue Jays, their speed is 50 feet. I'm going to say 3 turns to get over there. And another 3 back.
Which is
Would you have strength as a blue jay to carry them?
Magic, goobly goop, yes.
I feel like a blue jay could carry the average pair of handcuffs.
Don't go down
I
this
think-
road. It's gonna become a Monty Python episode.
I don't think normal Blue Jays can, but I think I would be willing to give a little room saying it's a drow shapeshifted into a Blue Jay.
We'll revisit that blue jay strength conversation later.
His strength is 2, so -4.
Oh, no.
So
Okay.
I don't want it to be like right next to the prison. I feel like there was at least some space in between you. And like even 150 feet away from like Capitol Palace courtyards feels a little weird for a prison, but I think just for game stats, I feel like making it any further would kind of be unfair.
So we would need to stall for like 7 or 8 rounds of combat.
He is trapped in my bubble.
Yeah.
And then we would still need to, like, get them on him.
Mm-hmm.
But
And not die.
Yeah.
so my thinking is that's the only way that has become immediately apparent to save Steve. And that's the option Jerry, would like to do.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
I have a weapon that deals radiant damage.
Wait,
I
let's
can
do
stall.
let's do this conversation in character, saying you do have your sending stones.
Okay. Guys, we should save him. It's not his fault that he's a bad boy now. Billie Eilish got to him.
She's the real villain of the pod.
Listen, if you want to go try something else, you can. But if it looks like it's either going to be him or me, I'm going to choose him.
Wait, you should choose yourself.
You know what I meant.
I meant to die.
I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna let him live.
I'd rather die than see Steven dead again.
Listen, I'm going to fly back to the jail cell. I'm going to get one of those fancy, it's not a monocle. What is it? It doesn't matter. You guys know what it is.
Manacle.
Yes. I'm going to go get those. You guys beat him within an inch of his life if you really have to, but, try to keep him alive. And also you two stay alive.
He's not alive, though.
So, Lilithana, this is going to be a good question. Rellan can't
Yes.
leave without... Rellan can leave if you let him without the roll.
Yes.
So it's going to be your call.
Yes. I allow him to leave if he so desires.
Yeah, I zip away.
Okay, and that will be one turn. Anything else you'd like to say or do as you're flying to the prison?
No.
Okay. Kithri, your turn. Your friends have all disappeared into a ball of tentacles.
Kithri's going into the tentacles.
Joey, I think just for describing from Kithri's point of view, if I remember correctly, we did, it's a ball, a massive ball of just, tentacles intertwined and moving together, right?
Exactly.
Or were you imagining something else?
No, that is exactly how it is.
Dope.
We can flavor it if we want to, put a little extra spice in there, that it's kind of just, they do kind of make patterns that are just on the edge of your mind, but you just can't comprehend and it bothers you.
Writhing
that.
tentacles.
I like that.
Yes. They're slimy. It's gross. You do not want to go anywhere near these.
Seeing as how Kithri just watched Rellan leave, she's gonna be like, well, okay, I guess I'll go. She's gonna just walk through.
Okay, real quick. You said you are 15 feet tall, Kithri?
Yes.
The radius, I don't know if once you get your entire body in there, if then you'll be able to stand tall. But you are going to have to duck to be fully enveloped within it, or else your head's going to be poking 5 feet out of the top.
Yes. I'm going to say that once she's in there, she's, like, in there fully. Like, she can stand just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Joey, saying this is your thing, I would like you to describe to Kithri what it feels like as she is entering this mass of tentacles.
As you slide in, you expect to feel slithering and slime on your skin, but instead it feels like it's on your mind itself.
Slimy
it feels
brain.
like your thoughts, your brain, every just part of you, your inner being is just being observed and studied, and it's not a comfortable feeling.
Ew.
And then you pass through and you're good. It's gone.
It knows the flavor of my brain.
Hey, this is a really important lore question. Does this mean Lilithana knows the flavor of Kithri's brain?
Yes.
Gross.
It is a banana strawberry type flavor, if you were curious.
Interesting.
Okay, you were in this not domain expansion. Please don't sue us.
Yeah, I'm begging you.
What did you call it, Joey?
The old one's influence.
Yes. Okay, so you are in the old one's influence. You see what Joey described, and you also see Lilithana and Steve kind of facing off against each other. What do you do?
I'm gonna run up and punch him with my thoughts and prayers.
Hell yeah. All right, give me 2 attack rolls. And don't forget your +2 bonus that you get for being there.
That's gonna be a 23.
Okay.
That one's only an 8.
Okay. 1 will hit, 1 will miss. I will let you choose if it is thoughts or prayers that hits.
Saying that he is an undead, we're gonna use prayers for the radiant damage.
Great. He is weak to radiant damage, plus you get your buff for your giant form. So you are going to do double damage.
I like how Rellan was like, stall him, try not to kill him, and Kithri's like, fuck that guy.
Boom!
Kithri's working.
These are like gauntlets, right?
They're brass knuckles, and one does psychic damage and one does radiant damage.
Brass knuckles straight to the gut.
Kithri is under the assumption that he's pretty tanky right now. So
Yeah. And, you know, I'm going to add just a little bit of flavor for you guys. Last episode, you walked through the portal and you saw him cut some knights in half. I think you, maybe not Lilithana, but Rellan and Kithri, you recognized faces. Maybe not somebody that you talked to, but these are guards that you've seen.
Kithri's mad.
Angry Kithri.
He deserves a little bit of beating up.
Yeah.
Okay. So for the base roll, it's 13.
Okay.
So doubled is
Be
26.
Hell yeah. All right. And what part of his body do you hit him?
What is he wielding his weapon with?
I'm going to say his right arm. He's just like holding out his sword.
I think I'm going to hit him in his chest on that side, close to the arm, hoping to dislodge at the shoulder. And actually,
Okay.
I think I have additional damage.
Oh, okay.
Since I have 2 weapon fighting, I get to add my strength to my damage,
Hell yeah.
which is
I'm
5.
sorry. Poor Steve. So that'll be another 10. Not too bad.
Before Kithri turned ends, is Lilithana able to talk to her?
Yeah. Give me just 1 second though before you do that.
Okay.
So you hit him and you just hear him let out a I get it. No hard feelings. And I am going to say it wasn't enough to dislodge his shoulder, though.
Darn.
And Lilithana, you wanted to say something?
So, Kithri, you feel a presence kind of prying at your mind. Not prying, knocking, we'll say. And you recognize it as Lilithana trying to talk to you telepathically.
What's up?
Listen, I have a spell that can possibly trap him, but if you're close to him, it's going to trap you too. Do you want to be able to keep punching him up close, or do you want to get away and me cast the spell? It's up to you.
We're not trying to murder him, so I'll let you give it a try.
All right.
What is Kithri's movement?
25.
25. Okay. I'm going to say you probably did move a little closer before we started combat, but I think you were still 30 feet away from him initially. I don't know if you have enough movement left to get away this turn.
That's fair. I'll move away as quick as I can, but you might have to stall a little bit.
I can do that.
Oh, sorry. Were you done with your turn?
That's a good question. Because I actually do have an extra attack.
You can hit him again if you want. It's your
How's
call.
it feeling?
I feel like if you guys can knock him out or something, I don't know if the DM says that's allowed, but
You can do non-lethal damage. This is a possibility. I will let you know, though. Like, Steve big chillin'. Steve ain't a chump.
Yeah. I'm not worried about Steve. I think he's going to be just fine.
Okay. So, we're gonna do non-lethal.
Okay.
We're not close to that, but
Just in case. Yeah.
same weapon.
Cool.
Weapons.
Yeah.
oh my god.
So one of them is only gonna come out to
13. But the
Okay.
other one, I rolled a natural 20.
Okay.
So I get +3 to hit.
To 23.
So yeah.
That will be double damage, and then you will get to double that again.
Kithri's a little bit upset about what's happening.
It's been a
She's-
really bad day.
She's working out some anger.
Real.
Now for damage.
I almost rolled max damage.
Hell yeah.
In fact, just one shy.
Okay, so that's what, 15?
Plus the 4, which puts it at 19, and my fighting style, which adds 5.
Okay, so 24.
Doubled and
So
doubled.
48, 96.
Yes.
How we feeling about this, Jet?
I did say non-lethal.
I think it's good. I think it's okay. I think Steve's going to be fine.
I did say non-lethal.
Yeah. Don't worry. Steve's big chillin'. Okay, so you punched him. Well, your first punch was in the shoulder. You know, he kind of stepped back, grunted. Where's the second punch land?
I think I just go for, like, center of mass and try to put him on the ground.
Like on his maybe stomach or chest?
Yeah.
What I'm imagining, he's like backs up a little bit and just another one just comes and hits him right in the gut. And not blood, but like black ooze kind of shoots out and like gets, I'm going to say, in your astral projection form.
Ooh. Does anything happen?
No, it hits it and then it just kind of like starts soaking into it.
Ooh. Gross.
Okay, you have one more attack.
Yes, I do.
So 17 and 18.
One will hit.
All right.
I guess we know what his AC is now.
I guess we do, guys. It could be a mystery.
That'll be 19 damage.
So, what is that? 38?
Yes.
Jeez.
I'm just curious to see how much damage Steve is going to be doing in his turn.
I'm worried.
Me too, Schmuckums. Okay, is that it for your turn?
Yes.
Cool. Oh, wait, sorry. Describe this last hit. So shoulder, stomach, he's kind of like bent over from that second punch.
I'm gonna say she's gonna hit him in the stomach again. Really try to push him down.
Gotcha. Okay. And you hit him again, and we will move to his turn, and he kind of like slowly like stretches out. I think you did deal some damage to his armor, like you dented it, and you see it repair itself.
No!
Oh, no.
No!
You got regen abilities.
And he's going to kind of float back a little bit, and not his sword hand, his left hand, he's going to point it out forward, and the 5 books that are floating behind him begin to glow, and lasers are going to shoot out of them towards each of you, and I need each of you to make a dexterity saving throw.
DM, I hate to be that guy, but is this a spell?
Yes.
Can I counterspell it?
Okay. This is our first counter spell of the pod. Why don't you tell us how this works?
If it's 3rd level or lower, it just immediately fizzles out, which I feel like a spell of this magnitude would be higher.
Oh, yeah.
4th level or higher, make an ability check using your spellcasting ability. Spellcast? Oh, you make an ability check using your spellcasting ability, I think.
Yeah. And then the DC is going to be 10 plus the spell's level.
Yes. So,
Go ahead and roll, my friend.
got it. What? Okay, 1 second. Let me just make sure. This cast is make an ability check. My spellcasting ability is plus 11.
Okay, that's pretty good.
That is a 30.
Ooh,
I rolled a 19.
whoa.
Yeah, so you counter that spell. You see it kind of fizzle out. Does this cost you a spell slot?
Yes, it does.
And you see him, like, kind of look back confused at the books. And then he lifts his hand and does it again.
This time, Lilithana's just gonna be like, sorry, Kithri. I don't have many spell slots left.
That's okay. He would have done it twice.
I don't know if he would have done it twice, but he also kind of wants to impress his friends. Like, yeah, you're fighting to the death, but he's got to let him know he's cool.
Lilithana's just gonna brace herself for the impact of what's about to happen.
I will need a DC saving throw.
Okay.
Sorry. Dexterity
good.
saving throw.
Dex, yeah.
Got it. I got an 18.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Wait, I want to get this out before you tell us what you rolled. He was doing 1 at Lilithana, 4 at Kithri.
Wow! My goodness.
Still just one roll, though, right?
Yeah.
And I don't get to add anything to saves, right? Because of the bubble. Just what I get to add normally.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Bubble's just on attacks.
Yes.
That's
Jerry,
a 10.
you gotta give us Bardic Inspiration when you get back.
I mean,
It's 10?
I can be like, hey guys, how's it going over there? You guys are super cool and good, and I can't really see what's going on, but I know you guys are making good choices and staying out of trouble.
Unfortunately, I don't think we can hear you inside my bubble.
What are you talking about? We have sending stones.
Oh, you right.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like lore, like the bubble cuts off the transmission.
Hey, if we want to say that, we can.
Nah. I want you guys to be able to talk to each other.
To clarify, it was a 10.
Okay, so Lilithana, 1 laser comes and it like passes right by your face. I think your face gets like a little warm, but you're okay. And then your eyes turn as 4 lasers just hit Kithri. And I'm going to say 1 hits her in the shoulder and 3 hit her in the stomach.
Aha.
Oh man.
I see.
Steve's a little petty. He's a little petty boy.
You hit me in the stomach, I'm gonna hit you in the stomach.
Hey, Kithri, what's your life? What's your life total?
80.
Okay.
That's a lot of dice rolls.
Hey, Kithri,
Am I in savings?
you know that I love you, right?
Yeah.
He does exactly 80 damage. I kid you not. This isn't just DM being funny, haha. I rolled 20. He hit her 4 times.
Oh my goodness.
I'm so sorry.
That's just the way it is.
And I think as soon as that last one hits, your astral projection, like, pops out of existence.
So,
It's Lilithana's turn, correct?
Let me double check how many actions Steve gets. I believe it's just 2.
If
I gotta get her out of here.
if Kylee had rolled a 15, would that have blocked?
It was a 15.
So she didn't apply her +2 to her roll for being inside the domain expansion.
You don't get to.
That's only for
It's
attack.
only for attack.
Dang it.
Yeah, I can't find it, so I'm just going to go with Steve had 2 actions. We'll stop there, and it will be Lilithana's turn.
Okay, I feel like Lilithana, if this is going to take an action, she's not going to do it, but she's just kind of going to grab Kithri's body and just push it out like 5 feet and then end her ability to be in the sphere. I think by that point she's left the initial 10-foot radius, and so she pops out of the bubble.
I think...
you're just gonna let me die?
Are you downed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would take an action to try and help you out, right?
So here's what I'm going to say. For fun, game, rule of cool, I'm going to give Lilithana a one-time, oh my god, my friend is hurt reaction that will
Okay.
happen at the end of Steve's turn, if you would like
This
to
is-
do this.
Yes, this is a medicine check, correct?
I also have healing potions on me. If I'm not mistaken, you can give me one of those and it brings me out of this death saves, but it doesn't
Yeah.
give me healing.
Any amount of healing will bring you out of death save.
Okay, to flavor this, you see a tentacle kind of appear out of the darkness and reach into Kithri's pack. It pulls out a health potion and pours it into your mouth. And then it quickly pushes you 5 feet away from the initial 10-foot radius. And Lilithana mentally commands the sphere to stop letting you enter. And you are back in the other plane.
So,
So now it's just Lilithana and Steve in there.
question for the DM.
Okay.
There's now a horde of zombies around me, right?
No, I'm going to say there are zombies in the courtyard, but I think there are other, like, dragon knights who are there fighting.
Okay.
What I'm kind of imagining is, like, this was a really cool showdown. Everyone knows it. They kind of, like, gave y'all some space.
Yeah, Lilithana kind of assumed that there'd be people out there to help Kithri. Better her out there than in here with the evil monster who just one-shot her.
I'm gonna roll to see if anyone notices Kithri fall out of the bubble. That's a 9. I'm gonna say somebody does notice, but they are fighting with like a giant zombie orc. So they notice, but I don't think they can immediately help her.
Okay.
All right, Lilithana, your
So
turn.
Lilithana is going to go, seeing that it's probably going to be pretty difficult to actually kill Steve if she even wanted to. She's going to decide to do her best to try and trap it.
Okay.
So she's going to cast Evard's Black Tentacles.
Nice.
Basically what this looks like is tentacles start to manifest in the darkness, and they just start to wrap around Steve, just against his legs and pretty much any body part. Steve needs to make either a strength or dexterity check against my spell save DC, which is a 19.
Okay. Do I choose or would you like to choose?
It is your choice, except, I lied to you. This first one is a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. I will go ahead and roll that. It was, with my bonus, a 5.
All right, so I'm going to roll. You take 3d6 bludgeoning damage, so I'll roll
Okay.
that real quick. That is 12 damage
Okay.
to Steve, as these tentacles kind of wrap around him and start to really squeeze down pretty hard on him. Mm-hmm. So a creature that starts its turn in the area, which it's a 20-foot radius of just these massive tentacles, that starts in turn in the area is already restrained by the tentacles. So he'll take 3d6 damage at the start of every turn, and he'll have to make a strength or dexterity check. It's Steve's choice at the start of its turn against a spell save of 19.
Okay.
On a success, it'll be freed.
Okay. So it is trapped at the moment.
Yes.
Okay. Is that all you would like to do for your turn?
Yeah, I think that's going to be it for my turn.
Great. Rellan, it is your turn.
How's it going over there, guys? Kithri, you popped out of the tentacle ball. What's going on?
Kithri is unconscious.
She's unconscious?
You are out of death save, so you are conscious now, but like how conscious is up to you.
Oh, okay. Then I was mistaken on rules. I thought if you healed out of death saves, you were safe, but you were unconscious. So,
I think
my
that's
bad.
the medicine check.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I think with
Okay.
a potion, you're at least starting to become a little more lucid. If you don't want to be fully conscious yet, I think that's okay and could add some flavor.
I'd say she's trying to shake it off.
Do you say anything to Rellan? For his question, specifically.
This is the second time today that someone almost murdered me.
Kithri's having a bad time, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we ain't doing too good over here, Rellan.
I hit him as hard as I could, but he hit me harder.
I mean, should I come back? Do you need me to... I don't know.
I think those magic handcuffs are our best bet at defeating this guy.
Okay, that's kind of what I was thinking too, but, Kithri dying is also not an option, so... Anywho, I'm just flying. Y'all are...
Well, Kithri isn't... She's not dying. She's safe on a battlefield, I guess, but...
I have 3 more healing potions. So I can drink one and get back up. Try to hit him again.
It's really up to you, Rellan.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm just gonna keep flying, but, I guess I'm gonna say some encouraging words.
Say them.
Also,
Give him
DM,
that.
I can use Bardic Inspiration in reaction to something, right? Like,
Yes. If somebody does something, you can say, yeah, I'd like to give you Bardic Inspiration.
okay, I'll be more forceful next time, but I had intended to give her Bardic Inspiration, and then no one kind of got back to me. I felt like I had phrased it as a question, but I guess not. So,
You brought up the Eldritch, what are we calling it? Old ones, great
Influence.
ones, influence?
uh-huh.
I thought that's what your question was about. I'm sorry.
No, it was before that, when I was actually talking about Bardic Inspiration. But it's all good. It's happening now.
All right. Do you want to just give it to him now, or you want to wait until they do something?
Do you think from 50 feet away, Steve can hear me?
No, but I think that he could probably hear you from Lilithana's Sending Stone.
We can do a telepathic bond.
I just want to say that if this matters, the average person would definitely be able to hear someone yelling at them from 50 feet away.
That is true. There is a big battle going on, though.
Lilithana, hold your Sending Stone up so that Steve can hear me yell things at him.
Okay. She does so.
Steve, I'm going to use Vicious Mockery on Steve. As long as he can hear me, he takes 1d4 of damage and must make a... He needs to make a Wisdom saving throw or take 1d4 damage, and also he will have disadvantage on the next attack that he makes.
Gotcha. I rolled a 13 on that wisdom. Sorry, Steve rolled a 13 on his wisdom.
Not Elijah.
Yeah, like, who is even that guy?
I don't know.
Oh, wait.
What?
Steve has legendary resistance, which means if he fails a saving throw, he can choose to succeed instead. He can do that 3 times. I'm not going to do that on Lilithana's grapple, because we've already established that happens. I don't think he's going to do it here either. I think he's going to save it. He's worried there's more coming.
All right. The difficulty would have been, or is 17.
Okay, yeah, so he fails.
Okay. So he'll take 1d4 of damage. Steve, your diaries weren't even that good. And I'm crying to myself because I know I don't mean those words.
Hey, that was a good in-universe one. Double that damage. You hit him where it really hurt.
Okay, so...
Lilithana, you see a tear roll down Steve's cheek.
2 damage. Oh.
Yay!
Let's go. Every little bit helps, right?
Hell yeah, but he gets disadvantage on his next attack.
Cool. Anything else you'd like to do?
Nope. I'm still flying away.
All right, Kithri, it is your turn, and I'm going to say you are back to full consciousness at this point. Health is 1.
So we're trying to stall.
Mm-hmm.
I could just go in there as a glass cannon with only 1 health. And hit him really hard 3 more times. And he can down me again. And I have 3 more health potions. So I can do this a couple of times.
Just as a reminder, though, if he, like, let's say hypothetically he hits you for 80 again, that'll be over half your health. So you'll be, like, negative 40 or past, you just die.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I can take care of it. I don't know. You help him out there. I just heal, and then you can come back in.
Okay, if I use a health potion, how much do I heal again?
That is going to be your hit point rolls. I cannot remember off the top of my head what Kithri's is, and I definitely am super outdated on your guys' stuff in my notes, so...
So, mine is a D10 per player level, so 12 D10.
Cool.
Is
Hit
that
it.
am I in the right with the math
Yeah.
there?
Yeah, and I'll let you if you wanna roll once and multiply it by 12, or if you wanna roll 12 times, you can.
48.
48?
Yep, so that'll
Cool.
put me at 49.
Yeah.
Okay, so if he
Hell yeah.
one-shots me again, I won't
You should be fine.
insta-die.
Yeah. Okay, is that gonna be your turn?
So drinking that is an action, isn't it?
Yes. And you were down, so you were prone, so you'll have to use your movement to get back up. Or you can, like, crawl at half movement.
Gotcha. Yeah, I guess that's my turn. Man.
Okay.
You stand up.
Yes. I stand up.
All right, it's going to be Steve's turn. So Steve is grappled, right, Lilithana?
Yes.
And
Yes.
disadvantage on attacks, correct?
Yes. I don't think he takes... I said he had taken 3d6, but I don't believe he takes 3d6 at the start of his turn.
Okay.
Oh, wait. I lied to you. I'm sorry. Target's turn is already restrained. Yes, he takes 3d6 bludgeoning damage. I apologize. I'll roll that real quick.
Yeah. Does his saving throw to get out, does that count as an action, or is it just something that happens at the end of the turn?
It's just something that happens at the end of his turn, and he takes 9 damage.
All right, he's going to take 9 damage. He is going to go ahead and just look you deep in the eyes, Lilithana. And he's going to cast Frightening Gaze. And this does cost 2 actions. So this will be his turn. You must succeed in a DC 18 Wisdom saving throw.
Make sure he has disadvantage on that.
Disadvantage on attacks.
Yeah, not on.
So you're not going to attack this turn?
He is grappled.
You said a wisdom saving throw?
Yeah.
Ooh. I think I'm going to counterspell that.
Okay.
I think I'm going to attempt to. That is a 24.
Okay, yeah, so it won't matter. You counterspell frightening gaze. And he is going to attempt to break free of the grapple.
Okay.
So he's going to do dexterity, right? You said I could choose?
Yes, it's 19 is your DC.
Oh. That sucks. I rolled a 5 again.
Oh, man. I want to say I'm sorry, but I'm just too scared of Steve, so I'm really happy that he's still stuck in there.
Well, we're back to top of the order. This is round 3. Lilithana, you're up.
Okay. I apologize. I didn't do this last time, but it's okay because it was like an area of effect thing, so it's fine. But roll a wisdom save for the sure hit effect aspect of the domain. It's a 19.
Yeah, I rolled 6. I'm not even... Oh, well, so that's an 8.
Okay. He is going to cast Eldritch Blast, which all
Hell
those have a sure hit effect, so that's going to be 3 beams, but we're going to flavor them as tentacles.
Beams.
So basically, 3 giant tentacles kind of form and just crash into him at 3 separate points, kind of squashing him a bit.
Okay.
Nice.
And that is going to be 3d10 plus 21, because I have a plus 7 for each beam.
Hell yeah. All right, let's go.
That's 35 damage
All right.
as these beams crash into him.
Steve is starting to look a little wary.
Nice.
Lilithana is a little not rejuvenated, was encouraged by this. Like, okay, maybe we can survive this.
Okay, is that all for your turn?
That is it for my turn.
All right. Rellan, this is turn 3. You have made it to the prison if you use all your movement.
Okay, so the end of my movement gets me to the prison?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think just so we're not wasting your turns, like I want you to have a good time too. Your handcuffs were broken, but magically, when Wayne disappeared, his fell to the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is honestly, was going to be my question once I got there.
I
Are
didn't want you
there
to have to
handcuffs?
waste like multiple turns having to like fly through the prison looking for handcuffs.
I appreciate it. So I grab the handcuffs and am ready to head back.
Dope. Okay, Kithri, it is your turn.
Guys, hold on. I'm there. I'm almost there. I'm coming back now. I have the monocle.
Rellan, what is taking so long?
I'm flying so fast, boy.
I died and then wasn't dead while you were gone.
It's been a fun time.
Huh.
So it's my turn?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I will talk into the sending zone and ask Lilithana if she thinks it would be more helpful for me to use something long distance or go back in and punch again.
I think you should punch again.
All right.
He's looking a little bit worse for wear. I think we actually can. Well, maybe not kill him, but we can defeat him.
Please do not kill him. Please do not do that.
I will try not to.
I'll use non-lethal, but I'm still going to try to kick his butt. All right, so Kithri is going to run back into the sphere. Get all tentacle-brained again.
Lovely.
And she's going to run up to Steve's incapacitated form and start punching him in the face.
Oh, I'm so sorry. He's surrounded by a sea of tentacles. You can't go near him without possibly getting restrained and damaged.
Can Can you not lift me up on the tentacles so I can punch
Or
him
like
in the
make
face?
a little hole for her fist.
If the DM will allow it, I can. But from the spell itself, it looks like it's just if someone's in there, they're gonna be getting attacked by these tentacles.
So if I, hypothetically, used my thunder staff to strike him with lightning, would that damage your restraint?
That is up to the DM.
Oh, that's a tough one. I think I have to go with yes, because you will be hitting them as well.
I am unsure of how to help.
What? Can you, like...
Do you have any... No, you go ahead, Rellan.
Sorry, can you, like, describe to her the situation and maybe she can find a vantage point to, like, jump in from the top center so she can, like, pile drive his ass?
I think she'll still land in the tentacles.
Yeah, but then she can at least, like, get in there, you know?
Listen, I think going ranged would probably be our best bet.
It's gonna damage your grapple, though.
That's okay. Maybe it's not okay, actually.
Here's what I will say. It won't get rid of the grapple, but it's going to give him advantage
On
next
escaping.
turn to get out. Is everyone okay with that?
Yeah. They can handle getting hit. They'll be fine.
I don't know if we're trying to stall for time. I don't know if it would be best if I did that, because your grapple is really helpful right now.
It is. Yeah. Not sure what else you could do, but
I could save my turn.
you could. In
DM.
case Steve does something crazy.
DM, I think I'd like to save my turn.
Cool. You can do that. Okay. We will move to Steve's turn.
Gonna roll that 3d6 real quick.
Yeah.
Also, real quick, before we move to Steve's turn, do you at least want to go into the orb?
I don't know if I can do that and still save my turn. I think you have to take no actions, including movement.
No, you can use your movement, and then you can ready an action, I believe.
You'll just have to do something. You have to ready for something specifically.
Yeah, so you can... Okay, so you can stay outside and just completely save, ready for whatever, or you can move in and ready a specific action, which may or may not be useful.
Listen, Kithri, stay outside just for a few more seconds. And then I'm gonna do something, and you'll be able to get up nice and close to him.
Okay. I can do that.
Steady.
All right.
Have any more healing spells you can cast on yourself?
I have 2 more healing potions.
Yeah, if you wanna pop one of those healing potions,
I don't
get
know.
that health up.
I think since he one-shot me and I was at 80, even if I healed all the way back up, he could do it again. So I think since I'm over my half life limit, he won't be able to, like, insta-murder me. It'll just put me on the ground again. And I can have another health potion to bring me out of death saves.
If that's the risk you're willing to take, then that is fine. Also, Steve takes 9 damage at the start of his turn.
Heck yeah.
Cool. I know what Steve is going to do. He is going to try and cast Dispel Magic.
Okay.
So essentially, because it is a 5th level spell, the DC is going to be 15.
Okay. For him, when he's rolling to dispel it, or for
Yeah.
me to try and... Okay.
If he succeeds, the spell just ends.
Okay.
I fail. I rolled a 13.
Whew, Steve is doing rough.
Steve taking L's, let's go.
Steve do be taking L's. He'd like to pass something.
It's because his heart's not in it. It's his friends.
Real. Yeah. Man, Steve has some good stuff, chat. He's got some good stuff. Steve's getting
L's
a
in the
little
chat for Steve.
worried. So for his second action, he's going to he's going to cast Globe of Invulnerability around himself.
Okay.
An immobile, faintly shimmering barrier springs into existence within a 10-foot radius around you and remains for the duration, which is 1 minute. Any spell of 5th level or lower cast from outside the barrier cannot affect creatures or objects within it, even if the spell is cast using a higher level spell slot. Such a spell can target creatures and objects within the barrier, but the spell has no effect on them. The area within the barrier is excluded from the area's effect by such spells. At higher levels, when you cast this spell, the barrier blocks spells of 1 level higher for each slot level above 6th. So I am going to cast that as a 6th level spell.
Okay.
Or sorry, a 7th level spell.
I think that would get rid of Evard's black tentacles, correct?
I believe so. Okay, no. He is going to use it as a 9th level spell, actually. So
All right.
it starts at 5th, and it is a 6th level spot, so he's increasing it essentially by 3. So he's essentially blocking any 8th level spells.
Okay.
8 or lower.
Okay.
And that is going to dissolve the tentacles around him. But he is out of actions.
All right. Question for the DM. If I were to switch to one of, we made like the 2 things. One was the domain, the other was the other thing. If I were to switch, would the domain be lost?
I'm going to go with no for now. Let's see how it plays out.
Lilithana is seeing that the tentacles have kind of, say, just melted away and unable to touch him. She's just going to give like a smile, like, oh, I'm making him scared. And she is going to switch places. And so basically how I want to describe this is, within the dome, no one can see this except for Steve. But Lilithana, basically small tentacles start to creep up around her entire body until it's just this vaguely humanoid shape of writhing tentacles. And then these tentacles grow and grow until it starts to form into the shape of a dragon. And then the tentacles fall away, revealing a full-grown Hank for now. Listeners who remember from back in the day, it's a little baby dragon Lilithana had.
Yes.
And Hank for now is watching the sphere intently.
You won't be able to use Hank till next turn, but Hank will
Right.
take his turn with you, if that makes sense.
Okay, and Lilithana should be in the Old One's realm now. So it's like switching out characters. So now I'm playing Hank for now instead of Lilithana.
Hell yeah. Yeah. And so just as a reminder for the listeners, Hank is a yellow dragon, but like Lilithana, he has been morphed and changed by the Old One's realm. And so there's just like random tentacles hanging off Hank's face, but also by Hank's wing, he also has, or wings, is a giant pair of tentacles that he, it comes out next to his wings, come down, and he kind of like uses them to walk.
Sick.
Yeah.
And I think Steve kind of freaks out a little bit.
He is kind of an eldritch horror at this point.
Yeah, real.
So Kithri can't see what's happening. She's still waiting for Lilithana's cue for her to run in. Just
Yes.
friendly reminder.
Right. Lilithana, was that the end of your turn?
Yes, sorry.
No, that's okay. Rellan, you are up.
Okay, so did that happen inside or outside the bubble?
Inside the bubble.
Okay, so I saw nothing.
Right.
Then I'm just flying back. Hypothetically, DM, if I used Call Lightning and shot it into the bubble, how much control would I have over where it lands?
I think that's going to be up to Lilithana if it can even enter from outside.
I think that for protection of Hank, she makes everything unable to pass through.
Oh, what level spell is your lightning?
Up to 4.
Okay, it won't. You can cast it, but because of his globe of invulnerability, it will not hit him.
I see. Then I fly back.
Great. And you know what? I think that the power of God and friendship in anime has entered you. And I'm going to increase your flight speed to 75.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Kithri, you are up.
Still waiting. Is Lilithana gonna tell me to go?
DM, is Hank intelligent? Like, can he speak?
Yes, Hank can speak. Just a reminder, Hank is not a, full actual dragon. Hank was a pseudo-dragon that got changed and morphed so much by the Great Old One's realm that he is now much larger.
You feel an unfamiliar telepathic presence trying to talk to you, Kithri.
Does it feel tentacly?
It does feel like it has some eldritch horror behind it.
Yeah, she's just gonna assume that's Lilithana related. She's like, who is this?
Are you?
Whoa. Kithri? Who are you?
I'm just going to interject. Hank probably would still remember. It's going to be your call what Hank says, but Hank does remember the gang. And Hank got very excited to see at Rellan at that point, Ryle, when he was teleported to the Great Old One's realm by accident.
Okay. Kithri, I remember. And you feel that you can't really tell other than just, I guess, feeling it, but the bubble you're able to pass through it.
So I know I should go?
If you want to. He's just allowing you in.
She's waiting on your mark.
I stayed out of the bubble because Lilithana asked me to.
Oh.
So I was waiting for word that I should.
You do what you think is best.
Am I gonna get in your way?
No. I am watching and waiting.
Okay. Kithri goes in the bubble.
And you say, Hank. Yay.
Oh my goodness, you're so big.
I think the way I described it when he saw Rellan, it's almost like an excited dog.
Oh.
You have grown so small. And he's kind of like, I see him kind of like pouncing up and down a little bit and is wrapping around you kind of with his tentacled body. I missed you.
Missed you too, buddy. I'm just gonna give him a gentle pat.
Where is Rellan?
He's coming back. He went to grab something so that we can hopefully capture this guy.
In
Did
exactly
he grow
6
small
seconds.
too?
I'm assuming you're gonna feel like he's a lot smaller.
Interesting.
Okay, Kithri, you're in. You see Steve standing there, free.
So the barrier around him, is it like blocking magic or blocking everything?
I'm going to say specifically it's blocking spells. So you can still hit him. And if there's some magic when you hit him, I mean, that's okay with me.
Well, I'm gonna go in there and hit him.
Hell yeah.
How far away is Rellan?
75 feet.
Okay, so it's just gonna take one more turn.
Yeah, Rellan on this next round will be back with the group.
And the manacles, are they magic based? Like, are they not gonna make it past the barrier he has up?
They are magic based, but they're not a spell, so they will be okay.
Okay. I think I'm gonna do an attack like I did last time, but I'm going to use my battle maneuvers
Okay.
and use a superiority dice. As long
Gotcha.
as I can hit.
And are you gonna attack him 3 times?
Yeah.
Why don't you just go ahead for flavor-wise, roll all your attacks. We'll see how many attacks hit, and you can kind of go from there.
Okay.
That sound okay?
Yeah.
That way you can describe as you just pummel this man.
Boom, boom, boom.
So that's 6 d20s.
Cool. Oh, did you become giant again, or are you normal size?
We'll say I was small when I entered.
Mm-hmm.
And then as I ran up to hit him, I'll get
You got big again? Hell yeah.
Random side note while she's rolling that dice, Rellan's stuff is just lying all over the floor. It got lost with
Yeah.
All right. Varying degrees of success.
You do get +2 to all of those bad boys. For the... I keep forgetting. What is the I word? What is it?
influence.
Yeah. That's my bad, chat. Forgive me.
Ah, you good.
So that makes a total of +5 extra.
Okay.
The lowest is an 8.
Anything above 18 will hit. Or 18 and up.
Okay. So 3 of them are going to hit.
Okay.
So that is a 20, a 23, and a 23.
Nice. So no nat 20s?
No. Two 18s and a 15.
Gotcha.
And I'm going to go for the distracting strike.
Okay.
When I hit with a weapon attack, I can use a superiority die to distract a creature, giving my allies an opening. I get to add my superiority die to my damage roll. And then the next attack roll that's made against the target by someone that's not me has advantage if it's made before my next turn.
Okay, cool.
I'm getting to use so many dice.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so that is going to be 56.
Okay, is
And
that
that-
before or after doubling?
That's before. And that's
Before?
that's combined for all 3 attacks.
Okay. Yeah. So that's going to be 112. So here's kind of what I'm imagining, and I'll let you fill in the gaps, is in the confusion of everything, Steve kind of forgot which of your hands was the radiant damage, and he got mixed up on which one it was. He tries to avoid your your thoughts, and you get 3 clean hits on him. Tell us what happens.
I'm going to say it's non-lethal, just to preface, but she's pretty pissed about being killed like twice in a day almost.
Yep.
So she's just going to like go straight for the face. Just smack him right in the nose 3 times.
Just three
in
times.
quick
Hell yeah.
succession.
Boom, boom.
And he falls unconscious.
Let's go.
We did it!
And you guys are out of combat.
And I swoop in and I drop the monocles on him.
Clamp him shut.
Lilithana from the Old One's realm. Hank is communicating telepathically everything that's happening to her. She drops the domain.
Great. Rellan's stuff just like falls to the floor.
Lips.
So here's what happens when it gets clamped. Steve kind of wakes up a little bit, and he'd fallen to the ground, but he sits back up, and he just starts to like shrink back down to his normal size, and he looks at you, Kithri, and he says, "Thank you." And he starts to dissolve. And the last thing you see is him smiling, and his face disappears.
Steve!
Is that before or after we get handcuffs on him?
That is after. So what happened is a completely broke all the magic that was
keeping him
connecting or
alive.
connected to Steve. There was nothing to keep him there.
So by putting the handcuffs on
killed
him,
him.
we killed him.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
such a good
totally
idea,
forgot.
but man, it turned out so bad.
I'm so sorry.
He seemed peaceful.
Steve
end?
died happy, surrounded by his friends, and I don't think there's much better someone could ask for.
I told him that his diary is awesome, and I will write the last chapters and make sure he's remembered to the people how he really was. A hero!
And you know what? He hears that before he's gone. He dies knowing that you really did love his diaries.
Oh my gosh.
Hank, for now, is just going to kind of point his snout into the air. And still just speaking to Kithri, I must go. It was good to see you.
It was
And
good to see
tiny
you.
little tentacles start to clamber over his figure. And it all constricts back down to humanoid form, and Lilithana stands there.
Okay, and you guys are now standing around, well, Rellan's stuff, but the books and the armor have all fallen to the ground, and the armor has returned to its, like, rusted, destroyed state.